Parliamentary Bureau, where we find CTV's Abigail Bimman. Abigail, good afternoon. What do we know about this meeting between the Prime Minister and President Trump?
Good afternoon. Well, we know that it has been weeks and weeks since U.S. President Donald Trump and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney have spoken, and we are getting limited information about that call from a readout from the Canadian side only. We so far have not heard from the American side, and I'll read you some of the readout that comes from the Prime Minister's office. The leaders discussed current trade challenges, opportunities, and shared priorities in a new economic and security relationship between Canada and the U.S. And that's language that we have heard from Prime Minister Carney before, the new economic and security relationship before. The readout also notes that the leaders discussed how to build on the president's leadership to support long-term peace and security for Ukraine and Europe, and that the leaders agreed to reconvene shortly. So you'll remember that when that August 1st trade deadline or deal deadline passed, the two leaders did not speak, and that's when Trump blanketed Canada with those 35% tariffs, and the Prime Minister had been asked over and over again when he would be speaking to the president, and he suggested something along the lines of when the time is right, when it's reasonable to do so. The president at one point sort of suggested that Canada called, but that they didn't speak to Canada, so there was a lot of up in the air and a lot of waiting, I guess, for when this call would actually happen. I noted that we have not heard anything from the American side. We don't have a readout there from the president about their call, but the Americans did put out a readout about Anita Anand, the foreign affairs minister, meeting with Marco Rubio today, and I can read you some of that note as well from that meeting. So they said that Rubio met with Anand in Washington to discuss everything from Haiti to Hamas and Gaza, negotiations to end the Russia-Ukraine war, and mechanisms to strengthen our hemisphere's response to China's coercive activity. So I just note that it's interesting there that we have heard from the Americans about Marco Rubio's meeting with Anita Anand, but only from the Canadian side, just putting out a readout just now about President Trump speaking with Prime Minister Mark Carney.
Very interesting that these two leaders are speaking with one another. Abigail, I know you'll be continuing to follow that for us. Thanks for this. That is CTV's Abigail Bimman reporting for us from Ottawa.